Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. So in today's video, we have Alien and Predator in the game. Now, I got a notification when the game was about to go into maintenance and it said free Xenomorph. And then there was the Predator. Like, I can't remember the note. It said Xenomorph and Predator arrived in Raid, free legendary Xenomorph. So there is no chase or anything at the moment. I'm not sure if it'll come later, but they have literally just dropped. And yeah, we're going to go through it because this is pretty sick. And so apparently Xenomorph is the free one based on the notification that got sent out. So this is Xenomorph. Dude, looks absolutely sick. And I'm just about to start a new account as well. At the moment, I haven't even read the skills properly in detail, but we have a poisoner. So we were going to do the Narma one. Maybe this just double dips on Narma and we just like triple dip on the synergy with the poisons. I'll update you on a video in the morning. It's late for me on what I'm going to do the account, but I will start it after the next daily reset. And yeah, we're going to be going hard with this thing. Not sure how we're going to get the free, but let's get into the skills. All right, basic attack. Attacks one enemy, places a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Places 3 5% poison debuffs if the attack is critical. Okay, 3 5% poisons. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. Dude, that's a pretty decent basic. And only 2 books in it, both giving 15%. That's solid. Skill 2. Attacks one enemy. It's on 4-turn cooldown, which goes down to a 3-turn. Attacks one enemy. Before attacking, places stun debuff and an infest debuff on the target for 2 turns. These debuffs cannot be resisted if this champion is under perfect veil. So we don't need the accuracy on for that, but we still need it for the poisons. Places a true fear debuff on all other enemies for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted. It can be blocked though, if the champion is under perfect veil. Passive effect revives this champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter whenever an enemy under infest debuff dies. Wait, places a stun debuff and an infest debuff on the. Is that a 2-turn stun? Is that a 2-turn stun? That's the way I'm reading it. So infest. So I'm assuming infest is just that effect, but let's go to the debuffs here and find infest. If we can find it. It should be down the bottom, yeah? I would imagine. No, it's not. Damn, where's infest? Holy shit. Unless they haven't put it in yet. I have not seen it. I'm reading for infest. I do not see it. So it looks like maybe they haven't added it into all these descriptions yet. Oh, there it is. Jeez, it was at the top. Whenever an enemy under infest debuff dies, deals pure damage to all other alive enemies. This pure damage is equal to 50% of the enemy's max HP who died while under the infest debuff. This pure damage cannot be critical. That makes sense. The pure damage dealt upon killing a boss or their minions cannot exceed 10% of their max HP. Okay, so obviously limiting on bosses. It's not going to be crazy in bosses anyway. But dude, that's pretty solid. It does 50% of their max HP to everyone else. That gives some pretty decent AoE damage. And wait, this thing, it applies the infest. Attacks one enemy. Yeah, before attacking, places it. That's pretty decent to get some AoE damage, but because it can't crit, it's not going to kill waves, so it's actually not effectively AoE because you're only doing a little bit. But let's read the rest of the kit. Attack one enemy 2 times, deals 15% more damage for each poison debuff on the target. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, that's some good damage amplification. Passive. Whenever this champion is attacked, has a 25% chance to place a 5% poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked if the attack is critical. Okay. If an enemy under a poison debuff placed by this champion... What? If an enemy is under a poison debuff placed by his champions, decreases their defense by 20%. So it's an additional defense decrease. Okay, and we go from 25 up to 50% chance to place the poison. Honestly, really nice for new players. I think I honestly think I still want to use this guy with Narma and Venomage, because Narma can then explode poisons, and then we can keep the application system running. But then Narma also brings that big juicy 25% mitigation, which even with the exploding, when you've then got 3 poisoners, you should be able to keep that up. So I am definitely thinking about Narma. But dude, this guy is sick. Like for like well beefed up accounts, I don't think he's going to be crazy, like the craziest thing. But definitely for my main account, my Ninja Turtle account, and on a new account, obviously, this is going to be massive. So that is sick. All right, that is that one. Then we have Predator. Now, it took me a while to find Predator because Predator is in Lizardmen. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Predator, looking absolutely savage. So they didn't announce like in the little thing. It only said free Xenomorph. So we'll have to see on the Predator. But let's check this out here. Attacks one enemy. Heals this champion by 30% of the damage dealt. Okay, it is HP based. Passive effect. Whenever this champion successfully evades an enemy skill, and all of the accompanying effects, counter attacks with this skill. Oh, okay. So, attacks all enemies 2 times. So we have a 4 turn down to a 3 turn. All other enemies will be hit in a random order. Okay. Attacks all enemies 2 times. After hitting the initial selected enemy, all other enemies will be hit in a random order for the first hit. And damage received by the initially selected enemy will be increased by 75%. Okay. Each subsequent enemy hit following the initial hit will receive 15% less bonus damage, reduced to 15% bonus. Dude, I can't, dude, this is just like, I don't know why they put, just to make it hit all enemies twice. Who gives a shit? This is too much for me. Also destroys each enemy's max HP by 30% of the damage out. So it seems like it hits all enemies 2 times, but it bounces at random and it reduces damage as it goes down. That's the way I'm understanding it, but shit, I don't know. For the second hit, the damage received by the initially selected enemy will be increased by 15%. Each subsequent enemy hit following that initial hit will receive 15. Dude, I just need to see this skill. Reading it's like breaking my brain at the moment. This attack ignores 15% of each target's defense if this champion is under a Veil or Perfect Veil buff based on HP. Okay, it's an AoE with weird scaling damage and randomness. There you go. I just need to see that skill. Holy shit. All right, next one. 4 turn down to a 3 turn. Attacks one enemy. Before attacking, places Hunter's Gaze debuff for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted if the champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil buff. Cool. Hunter's Gaze. Do we know what Hunter's Gaze? Oh, that's the thing that's the Chimera thing, isn't it? I got to double check what that is. If this attack kills an enemy, place Block Revive debuff on the target and a Hunter's Gaze debuff on a random alive enemy for 1 turn. The Hunter's Gaze debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. So they're both using the stealthiness. If this attack does not kill an enemy, places Perfect Veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. It fills their turn meter by 50%. Okay, now what was Hunter's Gaze? Let's see if I can find this one quicker than I found the last one. But Hunter's Gaze, I want to double check what the actual specifics of it are, because that was, I believe that was new in Chimera. I don't think there's any champion that has it, unless I'm crazy. Damage dealt to a champion under Hunter's Gaze debuff cannot be decreased, blocked, redirected, or transferred. Okay, so you're just getting that damage. This applies only to damage dealt directly by skills and not from debuffs, passives, masters. Okay. Damage dealt to a champion under the Hunter's Gaze debuff will ignore unkillable block damage, increase defense, strengthen, ally protect, veil, perfect veil, and shield buffs. Champions can still evade damage while under... Oh, it doesn't have stone skin though. That's an issue. All right, next one. At the start of each round, places a Perfect Veil buff on this champion for 1 turn. Before this champion takes a turn, also has an initial 50% chance to... what? Before he takes his turn. Also has an initial... Does that mean only before he takes his first turn of the entire battle? Or is this like a per turn thing because of this? Before this champion takes a turn, also has an initial, it must only be his first turn, 50% chance to evade an enemy's skill and all of its accompanying effects. This initial chance reduces to 0% after the champion's first turn in a round. Oh, in a round. Dude, okay. I don't know the exact spacing of what they classify around. Whenever this champion kills an enemy, grants this champion a 20% chance to evade enemy skills and accompanying effects, stacks up to 60%. Okay, that's honestly pretty cracked. This guy's going to be annoying as shit to kill because he's going to be tanky as well, and everything's based on HP. So the way I read this one is every time he attacks, it refreshes his one evade. That's the way I'm going to read this. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that's the way I'm reading it. So he's got this, which he's got all this evade, and then he kills and gets more evade, and he's got a 50% chance once per turn to evade. And so when he evades, he's going to revenge with this, which also heals him. And then he's also got his AoE with different scaling types of damage, and then he's got his Perfect Veil, he's got his Block Revive on this one, he's got the Hunter's Gaze. So honestly, I'm feeling like, yeah, PvP unit for this guy. Looks like a savage. This ability, I really need to see it, but hey, these two characters are cool as shit, man. I love this. I'm actually really, really jacked for the idea of this free Xenomorph on a new account. I think this is going to be really, really fun. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll get back to you in the morning, talk about what I'm going to be starting my new account with, what links and stuff like that. I'm still thinking I double down on the poisons and go all in on the poisons. But anyway, guys, that is a first look at them. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.